Let's see, will they fuck this up?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see. Because I don't think I'm pretty sure the videos are only now coming out. Alright, ready? Boom.
As the first century of the Targaryen dynasty, in the year 101, the old king called a great
I recognise that
council
soundtrack.
to choose and over
Targaryen
1,000
theme.
lords made the journey to Harrenhal.
Harrenhal they mentioned. Is it Ramin Djawadi?
This is why you always watch shows with a.
Yep, it's Ramin Djawadi. That's why I recognise it.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
You're so good at this that you recognize it down to the composer's level.
The only reason I recognise it down to the composer level is because same way he does the instruments and stuff, but also I recognise the theme. Ba da 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 da.
14 succession claims were heard, but only
14.
2 were truly
I
considered.
like the guy with the dreads. I imagine if I read the books, it would be more interesting to me.
Yeah.
It is now the night fielding and the end of the Mad King. Wait, what?
Before Daenerys turned. I love the emphasis.
Yeah, remind us of that fucking shit show, won't you?
Dragon! It's a dragon! We found the CGI budget.
It's so interesting seeing all this intact. That gets blown up in 200 years. This is the Dragon's Pit, or whatever the hell it's called.
Little boys, little cutie boys.
Rhaenyra, this discomfort is how we serve the realm. I'd rather serve as a knight and ride to battle in glory.
Rhaenyra, the blonde girl, is I think that's the heroine that Arya references. Arya Stark is pretending to be not Arya Stark, and Tywin brings her on as the handmaiden, or no, the cupbearer, sorry. And they have a heart-to-heart, and she's talking about how Rhaena, one of the sisters, was a heroine of hers. Well, not this girl. This girl.
The female knight that she was referencing.
This girl becomes the girl that Arya looked up to.
Oh, at least it all connects together well.
Yeah, we just know how it ends, so it just leaves a bit of taste in my mouth. I'm trying to separate them, but at the same time, it's impossible to separate.
It's okay. We can know the future and still enjoy a show. It just has to be made well.
Yeah, the thing is, how are they going to separate this from the books? Because you know they're going to. And I've never read the books, and I think that's a good thing, because I want to read the books after this calamity. This calamity.
Chaos and calamity will ensue.
I think colosity is a good combination of this.
In hindsight, it was a colosity.
Why do you keep calling me in hindsight?
I know it's hindsight, but how could I make that into a sentence? Hindsight, it was a colosity.
I thought you were saying my name. Alright, in hindsight, it was a colosity.
A man called Kragas Drahar. They call him the Crab Feeder due to his inventive methods of killing his enemies.
Crab feeder.
And are we meant to weep?
No. No. How did you manage to sneak? No! How did you do that? Did you know?
No, I really didn't.
Oh my god.
Let me bring out the Mile Up sounds.
No, we don't need my alert.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we did.
Please no.
This is gonna be in a bit.
No, please. No.
Yes.
No. I can't.
Just to remind you guys, Maya has a phobia of crustaceans. Keep that in mind. And now we know there's some sort of crab raider or whatever in the Game of Thrones universe, which I look very forward to making fun of. I want to know, where are the Lannisters in this? That's what I want to see. I want to see Lannisters. But then again, they're never going to be as good as Tywin, because they were never as good as Lannisters was never as powerful until Tywin was there.
Yeah.
I just want some Daddy Lannister, man. I want some Tywin. I want some Charles Dance in my life, but he can't be in the show.
He's 170 plus years away.
Then again, I'm sure book readers in the comment section, if this even gets any views, will probably have thoughts on this.
Yeah, the books are probably so detailed, they're like, actually, he wasn't wearing that garment.
I don't give a fuck about whether it's consistent with books. I give a fuck if it's consistent on its own merits. Because let's face it, the original Game of Thrones show was that it deviated from the main books, especially in the latter seasons. As we saw with Dan and Dave's shitty writing. Will they follow the books because they've learned from the mistakes of Dan and Dave in the main show? Or will they go on their own course? And if they go on their own course, will it be decent and consistent? Anyway, let's see what happens. We're only 10 minutes through, and we've already spent probably double the amount of time. I think the guy with the dreadlocks is going to be the closest thing to Tywin or Littlefinger prior to his fuck up of the character in the last seasons as possible. So
yeah, squirrely guy's probably Littlefinger.
you think who's Squirrely guy?
Can't see him in the shot. Him, the guy standing next to.
The guy
You
off
barely see
focus.
it. Guy on the right.
I understand, and I'm not just hoping that I'm not just kind of hoping the guy with the dreadlocks is going to be my favorite character because he's black. I don't give a fuck about that. He just looks cool, and on top of that, his entire mannerisms and not taking the drinks and stuff like that. They could build him up, and I can't remember in one of the trailers they seem to build him up to have an issue. Ah, that's Matt Smith. I suppose God there's incest. Then again, it's a Targaryen, of course, it's going to be.
Yes, there is. In fact, I saw the Targaryen family tree broken down by incest, and the answer is yes. I don't ship. I want this to end. Cease and desist now.
She looks about 10 years younger than him. So.
It's a small cut from sitting a throne. It's nothing. The king has been under heavy stresses preparing for the birth. Bad humours of the mind can adversely affect the body.
He's going to die, and that's going to cause a civil war.
He's gonna go mad.
I don't know if this is the era of the Blackfire Rebellion, which is where the bastard family goes to war against the main family. I can't remember what the fuck happens.
And that's totally what's gonna happen. They've already established that there's gonna be a civil war between them because the female king is weak. It's a good time to...
It's going to be exactly what happened with Robert Baratheon. He's going to die, and that's going to cause the war.
Our son was born wearing Aegon's iron crown.
I need to be cautious about asking the viewers to tell us stuff, because they might put spoilers in the comments. If it's the Blackfire Rebellion, then I don't know the full story of the Blackfire Rebellion, but it causes a rift.
Yes, the best tactic you could ever have.
So he's leading them there.
Never, don't make the guy you don't want to have power the leader of the military. I'm sorry, I just can't unsee the doctor. Every time I'm expecting him to like pull off a wig and then make a joke and be like, aha, I jumped into this time period.
See how good of an actor he is. I love the one shoulder kinks. I love it.
Queen Emma has begun her labors.
Yeah, she's so gonna die.
I recognise that flag. High Tower.
Anyone Targaryen chooses serve the Wayne High Tower of Old Town, eldest son of the hand of the king.
Oh no.
I just say High Tower. Whisper. Something's going.
Oh no, is it a girl? We're dead.
She dies, I think.
This baby's in breach. For sure. He went with it. I mean, of course he did, but at the same time.
Oh, you didn't tell her.
You have a son.
Ah.
I hope you die happy. It was it fucking worth it. Oh. Fuck.
What? The son died?
The son died.
No.
And they also didn't show the impact of that on screen.
But if the gods should visit some further tragedy on you, either by design or accident, what do you think? My brother would murder me. Take my crown.
Yes. Yes.
Are you?
Yes. Definitely.
Daemon has ambition, yes, but not for the throne. He lacks the patience for it. The gods have nurtured him. Who else would have a claim?
Well, the second in
The daughter.
position.
The king's
The daughter.
born child. Rhaenyra. You announced your support for Daemon. If we cannot agree on an heir, then how can we expect my wife and son are dead?
You killed them!
Well, let me just quickly make this sound
Send
better.
a raven to Old Town.
There's a war coming, Ned. I don't know when, I don't know who we'll be fighting. It's coming.
It's coming.
I don't want it.
I don't want it. I assume this man, and I don't approve, mind you, so don't get any ideas, but you could also theoretically marry another queen.
He could. Thus making all of his current children bastards.
Yes, but his only children are female,
Yeah.
which would. And I'm not saying I approve of this. I'm just saying I'm surprised they didn't bring up that as the point. And then he could show his love for his queen and say, no, I will not abandon my daughter. I will not, something like that.
Alternatively, his daughter will marry, which I don't think...
Oh, yeah, have his daughter marry.
And then have his grandson, hopefully.
And then his grandson, who will probably be within his life.
The issue is I'm sure that he already knows that his eldest daughter doesn't want that life. She wants to be on the battlefield. But I think they should have shown, I think you're right, they should have shown more impact of the son being dead instead of revealing it after.
I'm having a bit of a character issue with the king because the decision, we didn't see him, like for example, hypothetical, something we didn't see is him pulled aside talking about the options and he screams, no, I won't kill my queen, or I won't kill my child, or whatever, break something. Or at least show an emotional impact on his face.
I'm sure.
Maybe crying while he's trying to talk to his wife.
It is the first episode.
It is.
Give him time.
I thought you might go to him. Offer him comfort.
In his chambers.
What?
I hope it was worth it.
Dresses.
No.
You're a disgusting old man.
Oh,
I hope your death is
no. I'll watch that scene again. I can't fucking believe it. I did not expect this. Oh, you scum. I actually liked him. Oh, mate. Not as much.
I didn't.
Not as much as Dreadlocks, but.
Did not like him.
Oh, mate. Sending your own fucking daughter to bang your fucking. He's the perfect middle ground between Tywin and Littlefinger. That's something Littlefinger would do, but with the coldness of Tywin.
You're weak, Viserys.
And Matt Smith is right.
I've always wondered how sharp that chair is.
Very it seems.
You would think they would smooth out the edges a bit.
Rickon Stark, Lord of Winterfell.
Rickon Stark.
Promise me this, Rhaenyra.
It's literally the same song, but like several semitones below. Or at least the girl didn't fuck the king.
I think she did. It did a cut to, and then they're gonna reveal later that she actually did, and now she has a rift with her friend.
That's what they're playing the music from that played at the end of Game of Thrones. Like I've heard several songs from the main show that are just pitched differently, but this one they did. Ramondre didn't bother. He just kept the same track. Jesus. Thoughts? What would you, let's start off the bat. Objectively, subjectively. Objectively, what would you rate it?
An 8.
Subjectively?
6.
I'd say 7.5 objectively, 8 subjectively. I liked it quite a decent amount. How can we rate it that way?
I think the average viewer would enjoy watching that show. I think it was well made, didn't have blaring issues like Game of Thrones ended, so everyone's going to enjoy it a lot more.
Fair play.
It's clear where this is leading. Friend of her is going to be enemy of her because she has a son, so now that's the actual heir. Uncle is going to be trying to cozy up to his niece, the princess, but at the same time the Dwarnish guy is. Like, you can see the rivalries are very clearly labeled, but it's not so clearly labeled that it's boring. You know, like, there's still some mystery.
You have to remember the Dornish were the only ones who resisted Aegon, or whatever the name of the guy who took over 100 years prior to this was. So the Dornish are the only ones who have actually proven themselves without needing to bend the knee all the time. It wasn't as impactful as the first episode of the main show. Not nearly. Like, Jaime pushing Thingy out the window.
Thingy.
Bran, that's his name. So
Bran the Broken.
I don't even say that term. Jaime pushing Bran out the window is as impactful as it goes. There's nothing in this that's like that.
No, I guess because, dare I say this, they wanted to have a carryover to their story instead of an impact moment, so they ended on a scene that's not very impactful, with not much of a rise. Like, Game of Thrones, the beginning was like a constant rise, and the falls were happening at the same time that something else was rising, so it was always interesting. So we just watched a character arc go to its complete loop.
So with luck, it's going to be a slow burner to hopefully something good at the end of the season.
Yeah, like a constant rise. Because technically, if they wanted to hit it on a bang, they should have done it when the child is born.
Yeah, end of the son being born after what he done, after what he done by risking the mother's life, and then have it end on the heartbreak of the son dying in his arms.
But that would actually be, I take that back, because that would be a little too similar to Game of Thrones, because you would be establishing her in order to do this as a main character and then killing her off. Which is exactly what Game of Thrones 1 did.
So they want to differentiate themselves by having a different way of doing it. So this is going to be a slow burner. I liked it a lot. I think it's, well, there's not much for it to be consistent with. I haven't read the books yet. I'm probably going to read them after this entire thing finishes, or whenever George R. R. Martin releases his last book.
It's hard to judge a first episode in comparison to multiple episodes and seasons.
That's why I think on its own merits it's good, it is strong, but not nearly as strong as the 9.5 I would give to episode 1 of the main show. Yeah. And to be honest, I'd rather it be an 8 and consistently be an 8 than to be a 10 in the first episode and then gradually decline. Which is categorically what happened with the main show up until the second to last episode and the last episode. And on top of that, the middle episodes, where it kind of peaked a little bit, but it was never as high as that first episode or the last 2.
If this shows, like, the next 5 episodes are like 8, 7, 10, 8, 7, I'm cool. I'm okay with that wavering. But if one episode dips below, the whole thing can be ruined. Tanked.
That's probably why they're not trying to do any massive spectacles, because then it'll be hard for them to keep that consistency.
Yeah. You mess up one episode, they will never live it down, because people will be like, it's season 8 all over again.
Yeah. They'll say, it's just as bad as the previous stuff. That was really good. I just wish they spent more time on the father and reacting to the child dying, because we didn't hear about the child dying until after. In fact,
we didn't see it.
Let me go back and...
Oh no, we're going back. Oh no.
I'd like a close up on his face. But I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
I guess you could say maybe the actor isn't that good at crying. Maybe, I don't know. You can see on the face and hear the sounds. Bale or Baylor? I don't know. But listen carefully. See how the voice of the baby changes, and then his face changes. I noticed the way they speak Valyrian is much more... It sounds more authentic.
Strange.
Yeah, which is probably how it should sound, because when Daenerys was speaking Old Valyrian, you could see she blatantly sounded like she was English. Yeah, and I want to talk about the music, the soundtrack in this, because like I've mentioned it before, like there are certain soundtracks or pieces of music that I've heard in the main show, but they've just keyed it down. Like Ramajran kind of got lazy almost, and let me find the thing. It's the one where he's talking to whatever the daughter's name is. This song.
Aegon called his dream the Son of Ice and Fire. This secret, it's been passed from king to heir since Aegon's time.
I just noticed it's the dagger that what's his name, Littlefinger, gives to Bran. The one that this is the dagger that basically starts the entire War of the Seven Kings in the main show.
Oh.
Now you must promise to carry it.
I see.
And protect it.
I'm trying to find the original song. It sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same song. This Breaker of Change, but keyed from C, which is what this one is, from the main show, to A. This is the original. The one in the House of Dragon is pitched down by 2 tones.
So that, the other one would be down, yeah.
This secret.
You hear it?
It's been passed from king to heir since Aegon's time.
It would have been nicer for them to create new original music instead of to just take ones from the main show and then change the key. You know, it does bug me a little bit.
Yeah.
And let's give you diagrams to show. Mm-hmm. I'll try now, whilst we're still on this and it's still recording. That's a C minor scale.
Oh.
That's the key of the original Breaker of Chains track. That's an A.
Oh, lower.
Because it's the same thing, but again, A, which is... This is an A note where my arrow is. That's C. Not sure how I feel about that. It's a great song. I have it downloaded on my system. you've heard it play when we're playing Company of Heroes, but to have it in a separate show, the same song from another production, but just pitched down, again, rubs me the wrong way. It feels lazy. And I'm worried that that's going to translate to the rest of the series. Is the rest of the series just going to be lazy?
Just in case anyone forgot that you were a music prodigy, just super casually just starts playing after hearing the song.
And you are to do so without quarrel, by order of your king.
Any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king.
What's going to happen to this guy? Because this guy seems like a mix.
He's gonna die.
He seems very similar to... Imagine if Ned Stark was a Targaryen. That's basically him.
Oh, he's so dead then.
Then again, hasn't fought a war in how many years? 70, 80 years, or 90 years, the woman said? I can't remember. The war is coming. But Matt Smith's character, I get vibes that he's like a mix between Oberyn and Tywin.
Yeah, I can see it.
I will not sit here and suffer crows that come to feast on their corpses.
Notice that the only reason he stopped defending his brother was when he thought that his brother was attacking him, and by proxy his ego.
That's a good point.
He is weak.
Yeah, he's definitely vulnerable, that's for sure.
Wait, what did you rate it objectively and subjectively, sorry?
Oh, I gave it an 8.
8.
Objectively.
And 6.
And subjectively a 6.
I gave it 7.5 objective, and that's 8 subjectively. I'm trying to think if we should amend our system where me and you can only give whole numbers.
That's a good idea. Let's only give whole numbers simply just because it'll make it easier.
I lean more to give it an 8 than a 7.
Well, then we agree. It's 8.
8 and subjective.
6.
I gave it an 8, so 7.
It wasn't a bad show. No,
It's not bad. It's promising. It's not groundbreaking. It's not gripping like the first episode of the main show. But
yeah, it's not good.
They have the potential to do something really amazing here. But anyway, keep it bubbly, folks. And remember that hindsight is a wonderful thing.
Bye-bye.
Arrivederci. And Dracarys.